Saturday night adventure with Lynx.
Okay, who keeps using my Biactol?
Not me.
Guess not.
Biactol every day helps keep spots away.
Oh yeah, I love my new Escort 1.6 LX. I adore the responsive 16-valve engine. The power steering is fantastic. And the anti-theft alarm's useful. The sound system's great too. Not to mention electric windows and all the other equipment. All for under £10,500 from the Southern Ford dealers. I just wish I got to drive it now and again. Thanks, Dad.
Southern Ford dealers, where a great deal costs you less.
This is crazy. I gotta get out of here. But where do I go?
We're looking for a planet with atmosphere, where the air is fresh and the water clear. We're humans from Earth. We're humans from Earth. You have nothing at all to fear, and I think we're gonna like it again.
Regarde, la Stella Artois est arrivée.
Just look at these spectacular spring prices from Do It All. There's £7 off this Do It All coving, £5 off this Do It All 6-panel pine door, 20% off Do It All masonry paint. Over £2 off these super fresco blown vinyls makes them $3.99. And £16 off this Aluval 3-way ladder takes it to just $25.95. There's £2 off 2.5 litres of Crown Solo Brilliant White Gloss. £60 off this Mirage Power Shower brings it to only £99. This Do It All tile adhesive's right down to half price. And there's stacks more. Do It All. Better products, better prices.
All right, popcorn pickers, straight into the KFC Charters the Colonel and popcorn chicken. Bite-sized pieces of chicken in a formidable coating you can eat between tracks. So delicious that one bite leads to another bite, At only $1.29 you ain't tasted nothing yet. KFC popcorn chicken. Quite simply, popcorn-tastic, mate.
Are your favorite plants suffering? Well, now it's easy for everyone to have beautiful plants with Ceramis, a totally new plant care system. Ceramis granules absorb water like a sponge, releasing it as the plant needs it. And a watering indicator tells you exactly when to water. It couldn't be simpler. Ceramis. Now everyone can have beautiful plants.
Saturday night adventure with Lynx.
Oh, that's me.
Well, hell, that's a test of all tests, you ask me. I'm in.
Saturday night adventure with Lynx.
That's a hell of a spider in there, mate.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Question is, what drongo is going to be stupid enough to go in and flush it out?
Anyone tell me where the toilet is, please?
The dunny's 50 yards down on your right.
Thanks.
Should have let him in on it, Bill.
Nah, you'll find out soon enough.
bet he drinks Carling Black Label.
Carling what?
Carling Black Label. It's a pommy lager. Brewed at 4.1% for a fuller flavour. And because it's the #1 selling lager over there, you're never likely to get a sniff of it over here.
This could have given you a nasty blockage. It's quiet now, isn't it?
Carling. No wonder it's #1.
This bank holiday, Texas Tom's unveiling his greatest furniture offer yet. More choice than ever, and 20% off all marked prices. 20% off all furniture. It's got to be Texas this bank holiday.
Oh, that delicious honey and holy. Wow, you're nice.
I'll do anything for my love, honey. Honey! These are for my jaws.
Sugar Bobs are monstrously delicious coated puffs of wheat.
Now, honey's my hero.
It's no good. I can't find it, Ron.
What's that, Ron?
The free sugar in these sugar-free clarets.
Clarets. Great tasting sugar-free mints. Touch it, and you're tempted.
BP's research and testing tends to leave an impression on most visitors.
4th floor aviation fuel research. 6th floor marine lubricants testing.
And we put this research to use in a very practical place. Your local BP station.
Pizza for Ted King?
Top floor.
Top floor space research.
BP, on the move.
Night adventure with Lynx. Saturday Night Adventure with Lynx.
My name is Ames is for tombstones, baby. My name's Bond.
What the? Bank Holiday Bond, Monday, 4:30 on Meridian.
In just a few moments, the news and the sports news from ITN with Carol Barnes and Graham Miller.
I'll be spending less time on it this year.
Is it something I've said?
No, it's something Black & Decker have done. The new trim and edge has a unique system, Auto Feed Plus. If the cutting line breaks, more line is fed out automatically, trimming the time it takes to trim and edge.
That's better.
Nice one, Speedy.
I need a trim and edge.
The new trim and edge with Auto Feed Plus from Black & Decker.
Be a two-car family.
with a 16-valve Nissan Primera.
Johnny, a tango taste sensation, perhaps?
Yes, Ralph. He's had a drink.
Aye, Tony, just as I thought. There's some cheeky shenanigans going on here.
The lad's a Frenchman. Anything could happen.
Whoa! He's enveloped by the big wet bottom oranges and tango.
Yes, Ralph. Little opponent's nipped in here, and unleashed his big orange hand.
Oh,
I'm lost for words, Ralph. Absolutely terrific. Smashing.
You know when you've been tangoed.
From Michelin, tyres that allow you to choose the colour of your driving. The Pilot CX for luxury driving. Pilot SX for demanding driving. And Pilot HX for long-distance driving. High-performance tyres for your colour of driving. Michelin Pilot.
Quite a Wellington, please.
Not every bit of drinker likes draft, Bass. Wouldn't it be a dull world if everyone did?
The granite gray of New York. The boundless blue of Paris. The radiant reds of Australia. We embrace all the colors of the world, from Heathrow to over 300 cities worldwide, with a level of service heralded across the globe. United. Come fly the airline that's uniting the world. Come fly the friendly skies.
This weekend at MFI, an extra 10% off already discounted prices in every department. Trouble is, this offer must end on Holiday Monday.
You can't beat Do-It-All for garden furniture this spring. These 10-piece garden party sets are £87.20 for this weekend only. These 5-piece garden sets are just £27.95, and parasol sets with matching seat pads are only £29.99. You can get these hardwood steamer chairs for just £169. Paradise 7-position relaxers are only £29.99. And in most newspapers, there's a voucher worth £5 off for every £30 you spend. Do-It-All. Better products, better prices.
Tomorrow on Meridian, Jilly Cooper's Riders. Rupert, insatiable in every way.
If you wanted one word to describe Rupert, I suppose basic would be it.
Billy, his innocent sidekick. Jake has an old score to settle.
It's a revenge.
And Fen, hungry to learn about life. Meet Jilly Cooper's Riders tomorrow at 9 on Meridian.
Now back to this evening. Edward Woodward is the Equalizer, called in to investigate a suspicious accident in 15 minutes as our programmes into Sunday morning begin. Also to come, our European magazine, a crime thriller movie and some basketball. This is Meridian. Here's ITN.
Good evening. The news and sport from ITN. Tonight's headlines. Last chance talks on Bosnia. The US moves towards military action. The president of Sri Lanka is murdered by a suicide bomber. Violence in Moscow as communists defy Yeltsin. And the mother and baby shooting. A man is arrested.
And tonight's main sports headline. Brian Clough kisses goodbye to the Premier League.
President Clinton tonight stepped up the pressure on the Bosnian Serbs by threatening military action against them. His Secretary of State, Warren Christopher, is coming to Britain tomorrow for talks with the Prime Minister, John Major. They'll discuss taking stronger action against the Serbs, including unspecified military steps. The last chance peace talks began today in Athens as Mr. Christopher spelt out the American position.
This direction involves a number of specific recommendations, including military steps. The President is sending me to Europe to consult with our allies and friends on a course of action. This problem is at the heart of Europe's future. Our efforts will be undertaken with our partners. We're ready to play our part, but others must be as well.
The American announcement was clearly timed to put maximum pressure on the Serbian leaders arriving in Athens this afternoon. It's thought President Milosevic at least considers he has more to gain from peace than war. The question is whether he can persuade the Bosnian Serb leader, Dr. Karadzic, to do more than talk and actually sign the Owen Vance plan.
Serbian side is ready for the peace, an immediate and unconditional peace.
His words have meant little in the past. The Americans say they now want action, and the architects of the peace plan believe there is finally some chance of real progress.
Peace, which has so long eluded the former Yugoslavia, is now, I think, within our grasp, if only everyone has the courage to seize it.
President Izetbegovic of Bosnia has already signed the plan, along with Croatia's President Tudjman. What gives the peace mediators hope is that with his country crippled by sanctions, Serbia's president is now putting meaningful pressure on the Bosnian Serbs to fall into line. So far, all the talking in this conflict has failed to stop the fighting, but the American threat of military intervention has added a new urgency to the peace process tonight, raising hopes of a successful outcome. Libby Vina, ITN, Athens.
The Queen and John Major tonight sent messages of sympathy to the Sri Lankan government after President Ranasinghe Premadasa was assassinated by a suicide bomber. Police say at least 14 other people died in the explosion during a May Day procession in the capital, Colombo. Tom Bradby at ITN reports.
Known as the common man's president, Ranasinghe Premadasa started this morning where he was happiest, looking relaxed, informal and in high spirits as he led supporters in a May Day parade through the capital. It appeared peaceful, with no hint of the trouble that had been expected. Then, moments later, carnage, as a suicide bomber rode a bicycle into the president and his entourage. The bomb tore into the crowd. The president, his bodyguards and several supporters were killed outright. Many others maimed and injured. The assassination comes a week after the murder of an opposition leader, and a curfew has been introduced to try and diffuse tension across the country.
There were helicopters circling over the city in the late afternoon and early evening, and one or two shots could be heard. But gradually all the people have obviously got home, and there's nobody much out in the street at all now, and so the curfew is holding.
The Sri Lankan government suspect the attack was the work of the Tamil Tigers, who spent the last decade waging a bloody campaign for a separate state. They've used suicide bombers to kill before. The Indian Prime Minister, Rajiv Gandhi, fell victim to one 2 years ago. But the group said today it was not responsible, and supporters believe it would have had little to gain.
I don't believe Tamil Tigers would have done this assassination, because the Liberation Tigers and the President's office have been in constant touch to find out a political solution to the Tamil problem. And the only hope that the Tamil community had was to negotiate with the president.
A new president was sworn in tonight. His message to his people: please remain calm.
About 150 people have been injured in violent clashes at a May Day rally in Moscow. Communist opponents of President Yeltsin fought with riot police when they tried to stop them reaching Red Square.
May Day, traditionally the day when they celebrated their power and glory here, but today Boris Yeltsin had banned the demonstrations in the city centre, so the trade unions did their thing on the right side of the police cordon. The communists did not. They had not asked permission to march anywhere, let alone to Red Square. And when they tried to, a vicious confrontation was inevitable. And when they turned away on the road to Lenin Hills overlooking the city, police blocked them again. Down with Yeltsin, they chanted, Yeltsin must go. This is not the first protest against him, but it is the bloodiest. And it is seen as an explosion of frustration by the communist diehards that Yeltsin is simply roller coasting over them and their objections, the way they used to do it themselves in the old days. It is possible they have used today in its old symbolism to deliberately provoke a confrontation with the government and make political capital whatever the outcome. It did look more than simply spontaneous fury. The policeman was crushed when demonstrators hijacked a lorry and drove over him. This was not just a clash of protesters and police, but the first real public test of resolve by the government and its opponents. And today, both lost. Michael Nicholson, ITN, Moscow.
A workman has been shot dead at the home of the leader of Belfast Sinn Féin councillors. The gunman later admitted they were trying to kill councillor Alex Maskey, but he escaped unhurt.
This is the man the UFF intended to kill, the leader of Sinn Féin councillors in Belfast, Alex Maskey, standing at the spot outside his home where his friend Alan Lundy was shot. At the time, Alex Maskey had been in the bathroom of his West Belfast house, which Mr. Lundy was helping to renovate. After he was hit by one of at least 20 shots, Mr. Lundy staggered inside. Alex Maskey's wife, who was also in the house with her 2 teenage sons, says the gunmen followed him into the house, but they ran off after they were unable to find her husband. A UFF statement made no apologies for Mr. Lundy's death. It referred to recent meetings between Sinn Féin's Gerry Adams and John Hume of the SDLP, and it said the UFF were now more confident than ever that the two men were working on what they called a pan-nationalist strategy. 6 years ago, Alex Maskey was shot and seriously wounded as he answered a knock at the door of the same house. Then as now, the attack came during the run-up to elections. And Sinn Féin have also claimed there was collusion between the security forces on both occasions. Ivan Little, ITN, Belfast.
A man is still being questioned tonight in connection with the shooting of a woman and her 7-month-old daughter in Luton. David Edwards was arrested early this morning in central London. Flowers have been laid near the spot where Marina Turvey was shot dead as she walked with her husband and daughter Charlene. The deposed French Socialist Prime Minister Pierre Bergovois has died after shooting himself in the head. He died an hour ago on his way to hospital in Paris. Mr. Bergovois was Prime Minister when the Socialists suffered a humiliating general election defeat in March. Colleagues said he was also deeply wounded by allegations linking him to a businessman who was later jailed on corruption charges. Tennis officials at Wimbledon say they'll be reviewing security after the women's world #1 seed, Monica Seles, was stabbed during a tournament in Germany. She's still in hospital tonight, and it's unlikely that she'll be able to play at Wimbledon next month.
All day, security was tight at the Hamburg hospital, where Monica Seles was taken after the attack. Doctors who treated her believe she will make a complete recovery, but may not be able to play again for as long as 3 months. The world's #1 female player collapsed in agony yesterday after a spectator stabbed her in the back. The wound narrowly missed her spinal cord, and doctors say she was lucky to have escaped with minor injuries. Her attacker, who was wrestled to the ground by other fans, said he couldn't bear to see her doing better than the German tennis star Steffi Graf. He's now likely to face a charge of attempted manslaughter. Police have recovered the butcher's knife which was used in the attack and will form part of the prosecution's evidence. At a press conference in Hamburg, officials said they decided against abandoning the competition, but the issue of security is now being reviewed at tournaments around the world. At Wimbledon, where players traditionally mingle freely with the crowds, total security is virtually impossible. Monica Seles had said it was her ambition to win the championship this year, but now it appears she won't be fit to play.
Now here's Graham Miller with today's sports news.
With leaders Manchester United firm favourites to lift the Premier League Championship on Monday, Brian Clough tasted relegation for the first time today in his last season as a manager. It was an emotional farewell for Cloughie after 18 years in charge at Nottingham Forest, kisses and cuddles and quite a few tears, as Forest lost 2-0 at home to fellow strugglers Sheffield United. So Forest down and out with 1 game to go. Oldham play at Aston Villa tomorrow, Middlesbrough 1 at Sheffield Wednesday. But even if they win their last game, Sheffield United have 2 games to go and a much better goal difference. At the top of the First Division, Portsmouth went to Sunderland looking for another win to guarantee automatic promotion. It couldn't have gone more wrong. Don Goodman scored the first of 2 Sunderland penalties. Martin Gray also got on the score sheet as Pompey had 2 sent off on their way to their first defeat in 13 games. John Aldridge scored a couple in his first full game for Tranmere for more than 2 months as they kept up the pressure with victory over Watford. And teenage striker Sean Bradbury scored twice on his league debut for Wolves as they put paid to Millwall's hopes of promotion for another season. So if West Ham win at Swindon tomorrow, they move up into the 2nd automatic promotion place. Swindon, Leicester and Tranmere are all now guaranteed their places in the end-of-season playoff games. In Scotland, Rangers secured their 5th successive league championship Gary McSwegan got the winner at Airdrie, Rangers' 43rd league title. Wigan won the Silk Cut Challenge Trophy for a record-breaking 6th successive year today, but they were pushed all the way by a determined Widnes side, who twice threw away the lead.
Just about everyone outside Central Park was keen to see an end to Wigan's remarkable cup run. Richard Ayres gave Widnes the ideal start. The Wigan powerhouse, though, was unperturbed. Kelvin Skerritt felling spruce on his way to the line. Wigan were level, but only for 5 minutes. Widnes' Kurt Sorensen at 37, playing his last game, crashed through 2 despairing tackles to create his own piece of Wembley history. But their lead was carelessly thrown away within minutes as Devereux was caught near his own line. A fire made the try for his captain, Dean Bell. The second half was all Wigan as Widnes wilted in the heat. Panapar went across for the try which sealed the game. A Fire's relatively quiet match was painfully interrupted by Ayres' elbow. The Widnes player was sent off. From then on, there was no way back for his team. So Wigan's 6th Challenge Cup triumph in a row was confirmed. Rugby League is in grave need of a side to challenge them next season.
At Twickenham, Union, not League, was the order of the day as Leicester and Harlequins fought for the Pilkington Cup, and it was Leicester who lifted the trophy for the first time in 12 years.
Harlequins set out to give skipper Peter Winterbottom a triumphant send-off from domestic rugby, and early on it looked as if they might do it when Glenister struggled across the line to give Quins the lead. But Leicester came back from behind, a feat they were to perform 3 times. A classy dummy from Stuart Potter, ending with a memorable try. John Liley converted to make it 7-all. In the second half, Martin Johnson drove through to give Leicester the lead for the first time. Victory for the Tigers within sight. The two sides kept up the pressure on each other, with Winterbottom adopting the role of peacemaker. The match was finally sealed with a penalty from Liley. Leicester taking the trophy for the first time in 12 years.
At Newmarket, the hot favourite Zaphonic broke the course record as he romped home in the 2,000 guineas. The commentator is Graham Good. So the full SP, first Zaphonic 6-5 on favourite, second Barathea 10-1, and third was Bin Ajwad 66-1. The England cricket captain Graham Gooch scored an undisputed 100th first-class century today for Essex against Cambridge University. Gooch brought up the town with a 6 in an innings that also included 13 fours. Stephen Hendry and Jimmy White.
Good night.
Good night.
Good evening. Well, the weather's turning very much colder over the next 24 hours. That process is already underway over Scotland and Northern Ireland. Temperatures dropping quite sharply. That cold air is coming in behind this weather front, which will slowly but surely be pushing its way south and east across England and Wales, clearing away about this time tomorrow. So tonight, then, you've got a cold night for Scotland and Northern Ireland, a touch of ground frost, perhaps even an air frost in the odd place, and some spits and spots of rain and showers in the north and west. But there's that weather front at the moment to the west of England and Wales, just the odd patch of rain in it. To the south and the east, quite mild, quite misty too, with some fog patches to come. Tomorrow then you'll find, well, basically western parts of England and Wales up into Scotland quite bright. Some fairly brisk showers though up to the north and west. But there's that band of cloud and patchy rain. What about Lincolnshire down to the Isle of Wight? Now, as we go through the day, that'll be breaking up, some fairly brisk showers coming along, particularly in the southeast. To the north and west, fair few showers and quite heavy ones too in western Scotland for a time. Temperatures, well, after the recent days, these are very disappointing, around 13, which is 55, though you may still hang on to the mild weather in the southeast until about the end of the day. Good night.
The Division 1 promotion battle is reaching a climax. Now it's two of Portsmouth's greatest rivals.
What an amazing game this is!
It's Swindon Town taking on West Ham United for a place in the Premier League, and you can see it all on Sunday Sport Live tomorrow 2:30.
Back to this evening, the Equalizer is tough, the basketball stars are tall. In the movie, the Scotland Yard narc is dead, but Mr. Rogers is alert and desperate to entertain you next.
Dulux pure, brilliant white silk is so easy to clean. And clean. And clean. Clean.
Are your favourite plants suffering? Well, now it's easy for everyone to have beautiful plants with Ceramis, a totally new plant care system. Ceramis granules absorb water like a sponge, releasing it as the plant needs it. And a watering indicator tells you exactly when to water. It couldn't be simpler. Ceramis. Now everyone can have beautiful plants.
I'm on a hair and beauty course, so friends often ask me what's good for their hair. We all know that blow drying and styling is bad for our hair, but we still do it. Well, now I've learnt that really healthy looking hair starts deep down. That's why I was asked to try new Pantene 2-in-1. Pantene combines shampoo and a conditioner with Pro-Vitamin Complex. The Pro-Vitamins penetrate your hair to nourish it. Now my hair has never looked healthier. And it really shines. So when friends ask me what's good for their hair, I tell them to try new Pantene 2-in-1. Pantene, the daily treatment for healthy looking hair.
He's under the fence. He's past the dogs. Hope the guards. They didn't see him. He's made it!
I got him. Kellogg's Crunchy Nut Cornflakes. Crunchy golden flakes encrusted with honey, nuts, and brown sugar. The trouble is, they taste too good.
Did you get my dry cleaning?
Dulux Pure Brilliant White Emulsion has a solvent-free formula with less odour. More pleasant for you and your family.
It's a nice, simple commercial, they said. Just a tour of Exbury Gardens. Simple. 14,000 varieties of shrubs and trees in 30 seconds. There are 2,000 different rhododendrons alone. 15 seconds and we've hardly begun. It's no good. Cut. You'll just have to visit Exbury and see the other 13,980 varieties for yourself.
Exbury Gardens near Bewley. A world of colour now open.
Come along and visit World of Water Aquatic Centres. See our working displays featuring fountains, statues, waterfalls, garden ponds and plants. World of Water staff will gladly give you free expert advice on all aspects of water gardening, from installations, fiberglass ponds, pond liners, filtration, pumps, foods and medicine. Also types of fish to stock your ponds, all at low, low prices. World of Water Tropical Fish Centres stock a large variety of fish, aquariums and accessories. It's all here at World of Water, Romsey, Reading and Helsham.
Hasn't it been a lovely day again today? Superb. The question is the weather going to last, the good weather, right through the bank holiday weekend? Probably not, but we'll see. Welcome to your nighttime selection of programmes for tonight, though. Hope you can stay up with us, stay up very late, as it's, of course, a Sunday tomorrow. Ain't got to get up too early. Enjoy our selection, including basketball later on. At 1:35, our movie tonight is a film from 1963. It's called The Informers, based at Scotland Yard. It's a crime thriller. You'll enjoy that a little later on. We've also got our European magazine programme, The Big E, and that's in around an hour's time. But to begin with tonight, well, tonight's episode is called Wash Up, which I can't see Edward Woodward doing, as he stars now as the Equalizer.
touch it, and you're tempted. Dove contains neutral cleansing ingredients and 1/4 moisturizing cream.
What would you do if you were stuck in the same day over and over? Anything you want.
I have been stabbed, shot, electrocuted.
You're God.
I'm a god. I'm not the god.
Groundhog Day.
For millions of years, mankind lived just like the animals. Then something happened, which unleashed the power of our imagination. We learned to talk. We learned to listen. Speech has allowed the communication of ideas, enabling human beings to work together. To build the impossible. Mankind's greatest achievements have come about by talking. When its greatest failures, by not talking. It doesn't have to be like this. Our greatest hopes could become reality in the future. With the technology at our disposal, the possibilities are unbounded. All we need to do is make sure we keep talking.
I got one witness who said Reiger did it, unprovoked, pure and simple.
New Pear's Cleansing Bar with glycerin and avocado oil to cleanse skin softly and beautifully, because all my skin needs is pears and water.
This bank holiday, Texas Tom's opening up his greatest patio range ever. Tables, chairs, sun loungers, parasols, and great prices. Like Quattro, just $24.95, the table and all 4 chairs. It's got to be Texas this bank holiday.
Ah, Tetley freeze-dried instant tea, 100% pure Tetley in a jar. Have I told you how it was first made? It's a chilling tale. The Ice Queen, desperate for a cup of Tetley, captured me and my teapot. She grabbed the pot, and the tea transformed into perfect little freeze-dried granules of Tetley tea. Made a lovely cuppa. Hair melted her heart. Oh, magic. And just a little Tetley know-how.
Refreshing dairy ice cream with the great taste of Mars.
Take one completely fresh idea and mix in articles on food and cookery. Add Writing by Sue Townsend and a little Michael Palin to taste. Flavour with a hint of health and beauty, gardening, travel and the arts. Spice with comment on consumer and environmental affairs. Then leave to stand and pour over, turning regularly.
The new Sainsbury's magazine. It's got everyone's favourite ingredients.
Did you know the world record for kissing is 8,001 in 8 hours? Isn't that amazing?
That's not amazing.
McDonald's is doing 6 chicken McNuggets, medium fries, and a medium soft drink for just £2.70. Now that's amazing.
You know you say the nicest things.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I don't.
Oh, sorry. Not too late, am I?
Indeed you are, Mostyn.
I'll take it.
What?
Oh, dear. Well, you know, it's
just what I've been looking for, yes.
I have already been to the Alliance in Leicester.
So have I, dear boy.
What?
Took your advice, sorted out a mortgage before I found the flat. You? This is me with Bunny, the mortgage advisor.
Mrs. Warren, whoever lives here has fabulous taste.
You see, Mostyn, you make it all so simple. Hello, ladies!
You've been to the Alliance in Leicester?
What?
You've been to the Alliance in Leicester?
Yes. Well, not exactly been. Look, this whole place is crumbling.
Oh. Won't mind if I put in an offer, then?
No, Mostyn, not at all. Go.
Sort out a mortgage before you find a home and be a smarter investor.
Reigert has a history of ripping off low-level drug dealers.
I like the Equalizer. There'll be more from the Equalizer very soon on Night Time. But next Saturday night, make sure you're watching for a start of a brand new series. It's called 1-to-1, and over the next few weeks, Gary Davis will be talking 1-to-1 with some of the world's top music stars. We begin next week with Cher, who originally entered the British charts solo in 1965 with a song called All I Really Want to Do. And with loads and loads of hit songs behind her, loads of hit films and the odd tattoo as well, there's lots to talk about with Cher next week at 5 to midnight. And over the next few weeks we'll be meeting Gloria Estefan, Neil Diamond, Belinda Carlisle, Brian May and also Curtis Stigers. In a moment though, if you entered last week's Shack Attack competition, we'll draw that. And also we've this week's Biggie.
We could be eloquent about the minty taste of clarets, but I don't like eloquence.
I don't like any animals with big ears.
Clarets in regular mints and gum. From Michelin, tyres that allow you to choose the colour of your driving. The Pilot CX for luxury driving. Pilot SX for demanding driving. And Pilot HX for long-distance driving. High-performance tyres for your colour of driving. Michelin Pilot.
This weekend at MFI, an extra 10% off already discounted prices in every department. Trouble is, this offer must end on holiday Monday.
Uncle Ben's sauces. Let's try sweet and sour tonight. Just brown some pork and pour the sauce. It's full of crispy vegetables like bamboo shoots, peppers and pineapple. And serve with Uncle Ben's rice. They're delicious.
Uncle Ben's. Perfect results every time.
That's the way, I like it, that's the way, I like it, that's the way, I like it,
Like it your way, flame grilled, nut fried, Whopper, extra onions, you got it. Chicken flamer, extra tomato, BK double, no pickle, no problem, in no time.
I like it, you want it your way at BK, you got it.
From the author of The Chamomile Lawn, ITV presents Harnessing Peacocks, Mary Wesley's best-selling novel. Dramatised for the screen by Andrew Davis and starring Sir John Mills, Peter Davison and Nicholas Le Preville, with Serena Scott Thomas as the sensual and captivating Hebe.
Who's that girl?
Her name's Hebe.
Hebe. A virgin crowned with flowers, daughter of Jupiter and Juno. Speciality was harnessing peacocks.
Hebe's speciality helps to pay for her son's school fees.
I can't do it for nothing. I have to earn my living. And I'm afraid I'm rather expensive. But the first time will be a free trial, to see whether I'm happy with you.
I don't have a father. My mother is a hermaphrodite, and you are disgusting.
I met Charles Mallow as an angel, a goddess.
Mary Wesley's Harnessing Peacocks, Sunday the 9th of May on ITV.
And not far after midnight 30, you're watching Nighttime on Meridian and Channel Television, partway through the bank holiday weekend. We're heading you into a Sunday morning. Now, still to come, the Big E in just a moment or so boasts music this week from LL Cool J and also Thomas Lang. We've a very special report on a group of people known as Uranians. Now, they're a group of people who believe they're studying with the help of alien teachers. Quite. That's on the Big E. And we also meet Stephen Woodcock, who plays the character of Clyde in EastEnders. He's this week's interviewee in the barber's chair. Now, in a moment or so, we'll draw our Shack Attack competition. If you entered that, stand by. You could be one of our winners and receiving their latest CD, which is called Street Level. Before that, I'll remind you that later on tonight, in around an hour's time, our movie for a Saturday night is from 1964. It's a black and white film. It's a crime thriller called The Informers. That's in an hour's time. We've basketball action at around 3:30. And then at 4:30, if you're staying up really, really late with us on Nighttime tonight, you can enjoy BPM, the latest dance music, fashions, and latest dance music stars as well. BPM, beats per minute. Well, remember back to last week, Jill Saywood was my guest from Shack Attack, and she said we had 3 CDs to give away, and to win one of these, she said she recorded a duet way back in 1985. Who was it with? Well, the song was actually called Day by Day, and it was a duet between Jill Saywood and Shack Attack and El Giro. And all the Shack Attack fans came out of the closet to enter. We've had loads of entries. Thank you. We've drawn the competition. And the winners are, each getting CDs, Mr. D. Miller from Strood in Kent, Andy Phillips from Hastings in East Sussex. Well done to you, Andy. And a very detailed entry with Shack Attack all over it. Well done to Margaret Taylor of St Leonards-on-Sea in Sussex. You'll all be getting CDs in the post in the next few days. Well done. So as I say, our film in around an hour's time is The Informers. You'll enjoy that after the Big E.
E.